Hello YouTube, this is MR1079 bringing you another World of Warships Legends video, and today we're taking a look at, I think it's, I'm not going to try the abbreviation, we're looking at the Imperial German Battlecruiser Moltke, one of the first ever pair of battle cruisers that the Germans did, Moltke of course, in Gurben. Which found out surprisingly her sister ship actually served in the NATO Navy and was only scrapped in like 72, which that's cool. It'd be funny if they decided to bring her sister ship in her under the Ottoman Empire's Navy flag. Let's get a nice little look on her. She has also been said to be a better version of von der Tann. And also the second, pretty much the second, of course, battle cruiser of the German high seas fleet. And just like Indefatigable for the British Navy, this one actually served at the Battle of Jutland, unlike her sister ship, which was, well, in the with the Ottoman Empire. Oh, I forgot. Nicer, closer look. These are 11-inch guns. Of course, pretty much back in the day, it was all 11s, 12s, 14s, and the newer 15s of the Queen Elizabeth class, which this ship actually had the unpleasant sight of actually meeting one of them, but we'll get more to that later. The captain that I have right now could change it for a more battle cruiser type one, or this guy here, which I guess would be, close to a battle cruiser commander as the British have. The upgrades I could get, not going to get right now because I don't know how she plays. Her stats. Her speed. Much like Indefatigable, it's designed 25 knots. At full power, 28 knots. Nothing. Her armor, pretty good for a battle cruiser. And you can pretty much just pause it and read her little brief thing right there. Pretty much it seems like a lot of the German battle cruisers, unlike the battleships, which their repair parties are infinite, these are limited. So let us take Moltke out and see how she performs. Her original reload time was like 24 seconds. Now she's down to 22.2, so that's perfect with this commander. Got a decent secondary gun range. Of course, like always, fire high explosives, then we shall fire armor piercing for the rest. In this, kind of funny how they didn't do it until the fourth, I don't know what you want to call it, generation, or the fourth German battle cruiser, that they didn't keep them all together up until Der Flinger, which I believe I did a video on her. Go check it out if you haven't. But yeah, weird how these two, they kept them very separate, but at least in this case, one survives until the 70s, and the other doesn't. She survives up until, well, technically, in form, I guess she doesn't survive until the 20s. Should tell you, I guess, how she was after Jutland. But yeah. Built, constructed, of course, like always, and before her big claim to fame, as pretty much as, again, like I said, I always, if I don't have, my book doesn't have them, because most of these ships were scrapped because of the Washington Naval Treaty, so they're all gone, and plus even if they were, they would be secondary units, so there would not be much use for them in a modern fleet anyways, and plus the Great Depression happened, so these ships are probably scrapped either way. I look up all these videos, so if you want to, I'll put the link in the description for Moltke from the YouTuber I always listen to, DrekNFL. Cruiser. In this, at the time of this recording, though, my Battlecruiser, the first Battlecruiser video should be out in also the 2.0 version. My first version that I did, and mistakenly forgot, oh yeah, Germany had Battlecruisers. I forgot all those too until I made my thumbnails. Like, crap, why didn't they do that? So yes, if you want, maybe I do a top 5 of old Battlecruisers, maybe? Like ones like these, like from their Tan, Moltke, Indefatigable, Queen Mary, stuff like that, maybe, if you want. Might have to get that first upgrade for her for dispersion, because Moltke here has a little bit of a bad one for distance, it looks like. Also this, sad that none of them, the earlier German battlecruisers, have torpedo tubes. Moltke had 2. At least 2 torpedo tubes.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
So that's not fair. She did, before Jutland, of course, she did little things. Pretty much shore bombardment, harassing people, coastal defense batteries and all that, to where even later, after Jutland, commerce raiding and all that, bombarding the English coast and all that. But she actually fought, like I said, she'd be one of a few German battleships, battlecruisers that actually went up against the might of the modern 15-inch British naval gun of the Queen Elizabeth class. And she survived. I believe I saw in the video that there is actually a fragment of that shell preserved in a museum to this day. That'd be cool one day to go see. It is. She took fire from that. She actually got flooding, over 1,000 gallons pouring into her, but somehow, even though she was punched full of holes, but only on the upper deck, so I guess that was her saving grace, she actually survived as a Swiss cheese battlecruiser after Jutland. She was actually able to still fight, and she was able to keep her top speeds, unlike all the other ones that didn't have as much luck. That's actually pretty good. One of a rare few instances, yeah, you were blown to smithereens, but you were still able to fight, and you were still able to keep your speed. That didn't really happen to many of them. And of course, as far as I know, as far as I can remember, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, there were no German battleships, battlecruisers, as far as I know, that were sunk due to one lucky shell going into the powder magazine and blowing up like a lot of the British ships did. And this one actually, she did cause damage to that of Tiger and Lion, to German or British battleship, 2 battle cruisers, and actually did significant damage to them as well. So she was able to do damage to a couple of her near peers. And that's pretty much all she wrote. Of course, like I said earlier, all she did after that was raiding convoys, bombarding the British coast, until, of course, the surrender. All of the German capital ship units were interned in Scapa Flow, and you heard like Der Flinger in that video. They were supposed to do one last hurrah, like, but everyone mutinied, and they just decided, okay, scuttle all the ships. Moltke here was, like I said earlier, scrapped in the 1920s. So, not much history there. Same goal. Well, seems like Gerben, her sister ship, had a better history since she was kept all the way till the 70s, until she was scrapped. To me, that's funny. A ship from the First World War that survived, the last remaining example of a German battle cruiser, stayed in the NATO Reserve Fleet. They had her. They kept her, which I don't know if it was like just in case they needed a fast, expendable unit like a battle cruiser with 11-inch guns, which to me would be funny. And the Ottomans actually offered to sell this ship that was ready to go as a museum to Eastern Europe as like, hey, it's a museum, it's a memorial, it's like, it's your only surviving capital ship from your high seas fleet days of the time of the monarchy to it's the only battle cruiser left in existence. I believe she might have been older than Texas at this rate. I'm not 100% sure. If my math is off, let me know on that one. But to me, this would have been like a prime opportunity. Like, hey, you have something that even Britain doesn't. A museum capital ship from your days of an empire. Like, it wasn't touched by the Third Reich. And it's like she's ready to go. It's like, it's another missed opportunity in the pages of history. It's like, come on. Yeah, let's see. Do they have anything new? But let me know in the comments below on that one, actually. If you had the ability to even save one of these World War I era capital ships, battle cruiser, battleship, and which one would you have kept? Granted, the only ones surviving battle cruisers were Renown,
Enemy cruiser sighted.
which she was heavily modified to World War II configuration, which still she could tell the sides of, hey, this is what a British battle cruiser looks like. This line between battle cruiser, battleship. Or something like Moltke that really I don't think was ever really modified besides an engine upgrade in the early 1900s. It's like, come on, at this rate, America is the only one saving ships. We've got now saving Texas. We've got Old Ironside herself. And what were the other? What's the other, like, cruiser that we had? Cruiser Olympia of that time frame. Like, to me, this would have been perfect. It would have done like good for the economy, especially showing like, hey, it's the Cold War. It's like we have the ability to save something like this that's old, it's outdated, but we're going to keep it as a museum. Unlike what the Russians would have done, which they probably would have used it and just ran it into the ground. But I don't know. Let me know if you had the ability, if you had the resources to keep a ship like this. Do you think you would have just tried to save her? You see these things, it's like, come on, it's not fair. You have these ships that can be museums, like cool museums. It's like, especially at that time, there's still World War I veterans. These people from the Great War and even survivors of Jutland could say, hey, so this is what we went up against. It's like, that could have been cool stories to hear. It's like the surviving Jutland ship with some of the old crew members like, oh yeah, I remember, yeah. So this is how we fought with these ships and all that. And then like even having British sailors come on board said, oh, so this is one of the classes that I fought against. Or even their children who fought in the Second World War years after the fact saying, oh, so this is what Dad, or even their grandkids or their great grandkids, they, oh, so this is what they fought against and all that. This is the might of a battle cruiser that was designed for this specific purpose. To me, that would have been cool. Even though for me, I live in the States, and I'd have to fly over to Germany, which then would make it which would be cool to do. But yeah, let me know if you could change history on, like, America's not the only one saving ships and turning them into museums. Which ones would you have saved? And like I said, if you didn't know about Moltke's sister ship, would you have saved her as well? Let me know. I'm wondering now if I'll be able to get 100,000 damage like I did with Indefatigable. Yeah, it got Battlecruiser is going faster than a battleship. Better get close to me. Like, you're what I was supposed to scout against and everything.
Nice work.
I think I can go 3/4 speed and potentially he'll keep up, I think.
Capture that area.
So 3/4 speed, I can go the speed of an American fast battleship, or I mean American standard type battleship. Neat. And you're like, this is going to be a long one too. Where'd he go? Oh. You're not staying with me, I'm going. Like, I went slow because of you, California. I am a battle cruiser. I am meant to go hunt down other cruisers. And battle cruisers of the same type. I slowed down for you being nice. Now you don't even keep up. Keep up with the high seas fleet or stay out of the way.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Only 2 hits.
All stations, proceed to capture that area. The ship is on fire.
Gotcha.
We've
Yeah,
destroyed
I'm
an
definitely
enemy
not
cruiser.
making 100,000 damage on this.
Enemy destroyer sighted. Problem solved, sir. Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Come on, people, let's go. You have, I believe, 15, I'm not sure. A nice little sail. Be funny if Indefatigable, when she's lost at the Battle of Jutland, she magazining detonations and all, that'd be funny if this battle I survived. Ooh, that hurt. Come on, secondary batteries, open fire faster! Ha ha ha, gotcha. Free win! What's the last ship? Little German destroyer. And the cruiser's hunting him down.
Attention, support that target. Nice work. Nice work. Nice work.
He's out there. So he's got to be around this island. And I'm spotted. There he is. Ah, Moltke survives like she did at Jutland. Kind of fitting. Indefatigable sinks in the last in my last video, and Moltke survives. Kind of fitting how that works. And one didn't survive, the other one did. But that's where I'm going to leave it off for now. So I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell to notify any time that I post a video or go live. And please leave your comments down below and tell me, out of the two, which one do you like the most? I now can't decide. I liked Indefatigable when I first made her video, and now I'm liking Moltke. I like them both. So if you have the ability to get both, it's pretty much which which do you like more? Do you like the German ships or do you like British ships? Britain has the torpedoes, and German has the sonar that can detect torpedoes, I guess, so it kind of evens out. Even though, yes, Moltke should have torpedoes, she was built with them. But what are you going to do? On that note, again, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell to notify you, and I shall catch y'all in the next one. And like I said in the last video, come on, we're like 20-something subscribers more. Let's get to 400. I know we can do it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.